core training video, because I see a lot of them out there where people are doing these, you know, 10 exercises, 3 sets, 30 reps each, or some nonsense like that. And they're doing these high speed reps and trying to work a big sweat up. Well, you don't do bicep curls like this, do you? You don't train your back like this. So why are we training other muscles like that? So here, we're gonna use time instead of rep counts. So for the first week, what you're gonna do, you're going to do each one of these exercises for 30 seconds each. And we're not gonna worry about how many reps, we're gonna worry about the quality of the reps. You're going to use your core muscles to contract and move your body rather than throwing your legs around or throwing your upper body around, pulling yourself up by your head, things like that. So here, we're gonna focus on movement, proper execution of these exercises. All right, for our first exercise here, we're gonna do 90-90 crunch. So you're gonna lean back, put your legs up in this position. When you're here, you can rest your knees on a bench if you're just starting out, or leave them in like this in the air. Once you start this exercise, push your lower back to the ground using your lower abs, rolling your pelvis upwards. And from here, we're gonna start the exercise, crunching out with our hands over our knees and back down. We'll do this for 30 seconds. So here, lower back down, hold that position. We're trying to bring a rib cage to our pelvis, using our abs to do so. Make it easier. Remember, knees and heels on a bench, hands over top of your knees. So here we're gonna do a side plank on either side. What you wanna do, keep that elbow and shoulder directly underneath you, feet together, legs together. We're gonna drive up, keeping our torso in line with our legs. We're gonna push our hips up as high as we can and contract our obliques. So here, come up, hand up in the air works, or down, find it easier here. Contract everything, your whole core should be tight, glutes, legs, everything is tight. Holding this position and driving that hip up. So we're gonna do that, and we're gonna hold that for 30 seconds. If you need to, relax for a second, drive that hip up as high as you possibly can. So when you notice your forearm start to drop, push that elbow in hard, push that shoulder up, stabilize the shoulder, push the hip up to the air, keep everything nice and tight. Ready? So again, everything stays tight. Squeeze your glutes, push that hip up, squeezing your obliques here. Keep breathing. Okay, last exercise for the first week is Russian twist. This one, a couple positions we can get in. If you're just starting out, bend your knees, keep your heels down on the ground, roll that pelvis under, tighten those lower abs, hold yourself in this position, feet on the ground, and just rotate around. For more advanced people, we can come up, lift your feet up, same thing, pelvis tight, lower abs tight, stay in this position, rotate yourself around. What we don't want to see, what we don't want to see when you're up here is doing this, turning a little bit and reaching. We want to rotate. So what we like to do, keep your hands in front of you, follow your hands with your head and rotate your shoulders around. So you're not doing this or this, trying to pretend you're moving. And that's the Russian twist. All right. So to help you rotate as well, even if you're a bit beginner or advanced, you can hold a kettlebell in your hands, and that will, the little bit of weight will help to force a little bit extra rotation. Don't go too heavy. Make it force you around, because you got to pull yourself back once the weight gets heavy. So be careful with that. Use a small weight if you want to, but Probably wait until you're more advanced. Remember, keep those knees tight together. Heels up or down, always keep those knees tight together. One thing to add to the core program for 30 days, especially for beginners and some of you intermediate or pros out there, when you're training core, you might notice that your hip flexors get sore, your quads get sore in here, everything's kind of getting tight and sore. That is likely because when you're doing lower ab exercises, anything with leg raises, you're not using your core muscles and you're not controlling that pelvis and tucking it under. You're just throwing your legs up using your hip flexors to do this, okay? So if that does happen and you're starting out, be very aware of it, but I'll give you something to do here. What you can do is simple stretch like this. One knee down in the kneeling lunge position. Just lean forward, keeping that hip there, flexing that glute. Slight lean forward in your torso. So you're not arched like this. Slight lean forward, squeeze that glute. When you lean forward, you want to open your hips up from the inside. So open from here, stretch that hip flexor out, look straight. You can do the same thing, exact same movement, called the couch stretch. So when you're doing this exercise again, torso forward, glute tight, lean forward, stretching this out here. Open your hips up from the inside, so knee goes out. Open pelvis up a bit, look forward, squeeze that glute, little lean forward. There's another stretch you can do very similar to this. If that works for you, but you need a little bit extra stretch in there, lift your foot up, put it on your couch or something a little bit higher. You know, slowly progress the height of whatever you're putting it on. You know, you can start out with something small, just like this. If you need a little elevation, get a little more stretch in there, or all the way up to a couch or a bench at the gym. Same movement. Again, watch that really big lean back and forward with the torso, tucking those ribs, squeezing that glute, leaning forward into there. There you go, there's your hip flexor stretch. Again, if you notice this is bothering you when you do your core work, because you're working with your hip flexors, lifting them up, you're not controlling your pelvis with your core muscles.